We did make a press release Friday that I would be stepping down as CEO from Parkway Properties at the end of the year. I will help Jim transition with Parkway through the end of the year, and in that time period we'll work on things for leadership, strategy, public company work that needs to be done, all with the goal of setting over to Jim the responsibility of Chief Executive Officer of Parkway Properties. Worked here 28 years, and I'm very proud of many things we've done here. And after working with Parkway and its great people this long, I just felt like this was the right time for me to be able to make a change in my life and also be able to spend more time on some pursuits with my family and other matters that it may not meet the eye, but just the role of a CEO, public company, post Sarbanes-Oxley, is a very time-consuming role and one that I've enjoyed immensely. But I think I'll also enjoy the challenge of being part of a smaller enterprise, and I'm going to start working in the consulting world for the commercial real estate industry in January of this year. And I think that'll give me a little bit of more freedom to work my own schedule, something that's important to every person in their life. So there's only positive things coming out of this. I'm still a very healthy guy at 57. I have a wonderful family, my wife Ann, and I have 4 teenage children that are most supportive of all this. And more importantly, I think that it's a great time that I leave Parkway in very good hands. We have a strong group of young men and women in this company that are very dedicated to this company's future, that I've helped have a hand in growing over the years. And combine that with Jim here, who's a strong leader in the industry and brought over several people from our EOLA combination that I have the utmost confidence in. People that names won't mean much to you, but people like Bill Hollett and Brian Howell and Jim Gray and Kyle Bird, Henry Pratt, they're all doing great things in our company already since the combination. So I think really why we're here is really just to talk about a new beginning for Parkway.
My background is, for 22 years I was in the private side. So where Steve was in the public environment primarily, I was on the private side. So we were very similar in that we owned and operated office buildings around the country. And doing the same thing, we managed and leased our own properties. The engineers who work on the properties were our own employees of my company. And so we basically were doing the same kind of business, only instead of getting money from shareholders, I would have to go and get money from direct investors like the Lehman Brothers, etc. And so it would be a direct investor into a piece of real estate that we would purchase. And I had to do quite a few of those over many years. I mean, find the property and then go find the money and the debt. But doing the same business that Steve has done on the public side. And so after doing that on my own for 22 years, I basically have come to the opinion that I think the future of real estate, if you look at it, only a small component of the real estate is owned in a public company.
Right.
And so I do think that there's a tremendous upside and a tremendous future for public real estate companies. And so, I was going to do my own IPO company and my own public company via an IPO. Steve and I had known each other for some time, and so we talked, and both of us were going to be smaller companies, so the idea of combining gave us some leverage, and we think gives us an opportunity to do some of the things we wanted to do sooner by doing it together, which is kind of what brought us together. And I think now the size of the combined company is such that we can compete pretty effectively for both capital as well as opportunities across the region, which is pretty broad-based. I mean, we're from Philadelphia down through the southeast, out to Texas and Phoenix. So it's a very large geography that we market our properties and own our properties. So I think the company is now positioned, in my view, to really do very positive things coming out of this recession. I will tell you that taking over that role when Steve's gone as CEO is a lot of work. People don't realize how much work it is to be a public company CEO. I've watched it firsthand. I mean, I'm doing it, not that I aspire to do it, I will do it. I mean, I don't blame Steve for doing what he's doing, okay? But it's a lot of work. And, but we are all, Steve and I are both invested in Parkway. We own shares in the company. And so, we're doing what we've always done, and my hope is to do the same thing and help Parkway grow as we go forward.
Mm-hmm. Any specifics for 2012? Anything you want to talk about?
Well, I don't think as of yet. I mean, this is all fairly new. I think we're going to kind of huddle around and take care of some things that need to be taken care of this year, and we will be coming out kind of what our strategic plan is up from 2012 going forward very shortly, but not right at this moment.
If you look over my shoulder, you'll see a beautiful gold LEED certified Class A plus building. And not only is it a great building, but it was filled up with great customers, and we achieved a very high occupancy level even during a tough time. You know, the Great Recession was going on about the time we opened the doors on the Pinnacle, and yet we're close to 90% leased today during an arduous time in our industry. I think that we have brought in good people from around the nation. We have brought in people from all walks in life and given them great opportunity here at Parkway to express themselves from a business perspective, get involved in the community, and do great things in our industry. And our people have voted Parkway a great place to work 4 times in the last several years, and that comes from the heart of our people. Firms, everybody, when times are tough, have to pull back just a little bit, and when you do that, then guys like us who fill up office buildings with people that are expanding, if you're going the other way, then that pushes your occupancy down and naturally, suppresses your growth and your earnings and the like. So we're coming through it. We're coming through fine. Jackson's just going to take time like the rest of the nation. We've got a little bit too much vacancy downtown right now, but we've got some real rays of hope downtown. I'm looking over there at the heart of the capital city map, about 8 or 9 important projects that are going on today. And we've completed several milestones in our community in the last 2 or 3 years, not just with the Pinnacle and the Convention Center that I mentioned, but the King Edward Hotel and the 308 Electric Building and the 120 North Congress Building. I'm so pleased to see some progress on the Ferris Street redevelopment, taking place. I love what's going on at the Art Museum under such great leadership down there. I'm glad to see our Mayor Johnson putting so much emphasis on downtown development and moving in of people into the various lofts, and the Standard Life building and the King Edward lofts have just been, I think, gratifying to see our community, rebuilding. So sure, it's going to take some time, and it doesn't look like it's happening quick enough, but every southern city that we work in has a good downtown. It started slowly, and they had to rebuild, little at a time. And you go up to Memphis and you see all the good things happening downtown residential, or go over to Nashville, or go over to Orlando downtown and see all the good things taking place there. They didn't happen overnight. They took place one brick at a time.